Hello, this is Michelle with Sipology, and today we are doing day number 5 of our 24 Steeps of Tea collection. This is day number 5 right here. I'm going to show you the box really quick before I move it out of the way. You can see inside the box right there, it tells you what it is, all the ingredients, and your steeping directions. So this one is 1.5 teaspoons for every 8 ounces. You brew it for 4 to 5 minutes. And you just brew it once. This one does not have a rebrew times 3. So, let me get this out of the way. Today we're going to talk about the Breezy. This is one of my absolutely favorite pieces of teaware. Mine is not blue like the catalog. The blue is, our blue is, this catalog is like that, kind of like that color. Absolutely beautiful. And, let me get the tea. So this is our Pink Dragon tea. Just make sure I got everything. Okay. So there's our Pink Dragon tea. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to open this up for you and show you just how much tea you get in there and how beautiful it is. Because in this little tiny, see, it doesn't even pour out right away. It is nice and stuffed in there. So you get so much tea. So I'm going to just empty it out so you can see the pieces really nicely. See just how big, so because the fruit tea is my absolute favorite tea as far as it's so pretty, the different colors that the tea brews. Just absolutely gorgeous pieces. So, but they pack these tins full to where you get anywhere to from 3 to 5 servings out of each tin. So even though you get 24 different flavors of tea, you get at least 3 cups from each tin of tea, because look at how much of that has already, I mean, it's already bigger than the tin, because this is a much bigger bowl than the tin. Okay, so and then look inside, and I can already smell that. Oh, it smells so good. Look at that big piece of dragon fruit right there. It's absolutely beautiful. So with the Breezy, let me show you a little bit about that really quick. You can remove the strainer at the bottom. And of course, I don't have that much room in my little video, but you can remove it for easy cleaning and pop it right back in. Like I said, the only difference between mine and the one in the current catalog is the color. So all you do is, this one is 16 ounces, and so is the one in our catalog. So it's 16 ounces, and you would put 2 cups or 2 scoops of our perfect cup of tea. They do not need to be heaping, just full. Oops. I'm trying to push it down because it's stuck together and I made it fly. This is going to be one of those crazy videos. So 1 scoop, that's for 8 ounces. And then 2 scoops for our 16 ounces. And look how much tea is still left in there. And those big, beautiful bits. So then you just add your water. Now, I mentioned in my videos that I always cold brew. It's just a preference of mine because I'm in Arizona and it never really gets that hot, that cold here. Like my Monopoly cup that I brought for filling up my water there. So you can either add hot or cold water to this. And I'm going to start the timer now because since I'm cold brewing, we need to go all the way to fruit tea, which is 4.5 minutes. And we need to do that twice. So I'm going to move it to 4.5 minutes, and then we're going to need to do it twice. Okay, so let's talk about fruit tea and the Breezy for a minute. So first of all, let's talk about the timer. As I've showed you before, this is my absolute favorite thing in our catalog because it makes my life so much easier. Because it tells you right there, 2 minutes for green tea, 2.5 minutes for black and pu'er, 3 minutes for oolong, 4.5 minutes for herbal, fruit and veg and white, and then 5 for rooibos, and 5.5 for mate. So when you are cold steeping like I am, meaning my water is not hot, it is just out of my refrigerator, and it is not hot, you would need to do either double the product or double the time. So you can either use 2 perfect cups of teaspoons per 8 ounces, which I did not. I used 2 for my 16 ounces, or you can do double the time. So, and that's all you need. And this one, you don't need an infuser. You don't need anything special. You just need the Breezy, your measuring spoon, and your cup, and that's it. So With the Breezy, as I mentioned, it's 16 ounces. It's like instant gratification, guys, because as you'll see when it's done brewing, it's a breeze. It makes tea brewing an absolute breeze. If you want to do iced tea versus this would just, you could do the same with this, either hot or cold, the way I'm doing it. You either add the hot water and you do the 4.5 minutes, or the cold water and do, times 2, so 9 minutes. But if you want to make actual iced tea where you're going to pour it over ice, you can use double the product in here. So 4 scoops with our perfect cup of teaspoon for 16 ounces. And then when you pour it over the ice and it gets diluted, you'll have the perfect strength still. So you can double up on the product again there to make your iced tea. So now let's talk a little bit more about the fruit tea. So it's kind of a funny thing because our fruit tea doesn't have any actual tea in it. So there's no black tea, no green tea, no white tea, which also means it's naturally caffeine free. It's all fruit pieces and it's all actually edible. You could take a piece of fruit right out of there and eat it. So a lot of times our fruit tea base is apple bits. So that's one of the things I love about it is they have the apples in there. So you always see really big pieces of apple in most of our fruit teas. There's no sweeteners added. So that means that sometimes, depending on what tea is in there, it'll be sweet and sometimes it's tart. And if it's not sweet enough for you, you can obviously add your own sweetener. You can use a honey stick or whatever kind of sweetener you like. And it might bring out those flavors just a little bit more, enhance those flavors if you're not getting the sweetness that you need out of that particular tea. I don't add sweeteners to any of my tea, which also makes my videos not quite as fun because I literally cold brew all my tea, which in my Breezy I use this every single day. And I put my 2 scoops in there, I fill it up with water, I throw it in the fridge until I'm ready to drink it. And then I fill it up as soon as I, put it in my glass. I make another glass of tea or, another Breezy of tea. And I just switch it out all day long. So I can also pick my flavors all day long and switch them out. These are great for kids and the kid of heart since there's no sweeteners added to them. As I mentioned, they're naturally caffeine free, so they're great by themselves, just like I have them, or you can mix them with other teas. So for example, we don't have a strawberry black tea in our catalog. So you could take a black tea and add strawberry jam into it, or you could add this pink dragon to it and make either a dragon fruit black tea or a strawberry black tea. These are also great to add to wine, lemonade, seltzer. As you know, you can brew our Sipology teas in basically any liquid. So I'm going to pause the video just so we can get to the 10-minute mark and you'll be able to see these colors of this tea. It's starting to show right at the bottom there where that big piece of dragon fruit is sitting. But I'm going to pause this so we can see how it looks after the second round of the 4.5 minutes. Okay, so we are at our 10-minute mark, or between 9 and 10 minutes, and our tea is done brewing. Now, personally, I usually put mine in the refrigerator because I don't even need to add ice to it then. So as I mentioned, I'll brew a cup of tea in here, I will pour it, and then I'll just turn around, scoop another cup of tea, and be ready for the next round. So mine spends more than 10 minutes in the fridge usually. And the great part about fruit tea is you can't oversteep it because there's no actual tea in it. So whether you have see what happens when I get on a video, I get nervous and I can't talk. Look at how easy this is. Easy breezy. So when you have black tea or green tea, pu'er tea, the other teas, you can oversteep them, which means they'll get bitter. And with fruit tea, that doesn't happen. So I can leave this in the refrigerator, while I drink my other cup of tea, or overnight, if I'm having my last glass for the night, then I will make another cup for, the next day. So it stays in the refrigerator overnight. Now you can still use this for your black and green. I just grabbed this because it's my absolute favorite piece of teaware and I wanted to share it with you today. You just would then want to go ahead and drain your tea into your glass within the right amount of time. So if you're doing, green tea, use the 2 minutes, and black tea, use the 2.5 minutes, oolong 3, and the white and herbal would be 4.5, and the rooibos 5, and the mate 5.5, as we mentioned in the beginning of the video. That's when you would want to strain them so they don't oversteep, especially if you're using hot water. So and look at this. Remember I said that fruit is my absolute favorite? Look at this beautiful pink glass of tea. Almost looks like I'm drinking a glass of wine which is why I grabbed my stemless wine glass. It's one of my favorite ways to drink my tea. I feel all fancy. You can obviously use a regular mug. I don't use mugs since I don't drink hot tea. So the one I have is very, very boring. It's for when we have guests over that want to drink hot tea or coffee. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Sorry I ramble and get nervous every time. I love fruit tea so much and I get so excited talking about it. I love sharing these videos with you. Thank you so much for joining me on day number 5 for Pink Dragon Fruit Tea. I can't go wait to drink it. And thank you so much for watching.